In today's video, I'm going to be showing us how to create basic designs with the Pixellab app, and today is just going to be for introduction. So I'm just going to introduce you to the app and all the tools. So this is the app. If you don't have it, you can go to Play Store to get it, or you can check my Telegram group for the premium app. So I'm going to launch this. So we'll have an interface like this. You can choose to cancel this, then maybe create your own default. This is the default interface, right? So I'm going to delete this content. Delete. So this thing you have here now is your workspace. All of this is your workspace. That's where you do all your designs. You carry out every single design. Then this one here is a place where you import anything at all, like text, current date, stickers, shapes. You want to import from gallery or you want to draw. So to add text to your design, you just tap on the text button. You tap on this one. So click it now. When you've done that, you click on this. You click on this A right here. So you now click on this to edit. So I'm going to do that now. So I can now bring in my content. Something like this. Then I press OK. So if I've done this, I can now move it in, increase the size, reduce, rotate it to anything I want, right? Alright, so that's about the text. The next thing here is current date. What current date does is just gives you today's date. You can now put it in your design. Go back. So we have the stickers. What this sticker does is to give you some nice effects which you can actually change, lightning, or you check other options available. We have some premium features. We have the emojis. So you just check the one you want. Anyone you like, you just click on it and press this button right here. You press this button and it's there. You can now increase, position it whichever way you want. So to delete any item on your workspace, you just select it and click on this delete button. So I'm going to delete this and delete this date as well. So moving forward, on this plus button, we still have the shapes. So when you click on the shapes, it just draws this box on default, which you can actually change from this point. Change it to any other shape you want. If it's an arrow you want, it's a circle. If it's a semicircle, triangle, so whichever shape you want. If it's the lightning, you can actually set that. So I just picked the lightning. You can change the color from here. Change the color, whichever color you want. If you want gradient, you can click on this gradient here. What gradient does is to blend two or more colors into your design. So this, you can see the way it's fading away from navy blue to catcher's green. You can see it. So these colors here, I had already done them before. I'd done the presets, which I'm going to show you in my subsequent videos. So I have this now, you can see. So that's what that one does. There again, I have gallery. So this is now if I want to import a picture from my gallery. So I'll just click on it. Then I'll go to my gallery and import. Like I have some pictures are downloaded, so something like this. then maybe I reduce it, then okay, you can see it. I've imported it to my work now. Imported it, so let me just do a quick design. Let me just add the text to this text, so I can just combine everything I've showed you. Let me say TGIF, then I press OK. I'll press OK. I'll use the position button. You can use this button to move this work out, use it to bring it down, so whichever way that works for you. So having done this, now I'm going to increase this, increase, right, increase. Then to change the font, you go over to fonts. This is it here, font. So click. So Pixellab comes with some free fonts. However, if you want more fonts, these are the basic font it comes with, a lot. But if you want more fonts, you can actually import fonts. These are some fonts I have. I just installed them on my own app. So I'm going to show you how to add fonts to your own Pixellab app. And I have 500 free premium fonts I'm going to be attaching to this course for anyone that's interested. So let me just pick a font from what I have here. Let me use this one. Let me not just spend so much time on this. I'll just say okay, right? So let me just do a quick design. Let me add color to it. Let me add color to its color. So I want to do gradient for this. So this, or hit this. Yeah, so I want to send it behind. So I want this TGIF to be behind this man. Let me increase it more. Yeah, so how do I do that? I'll select this image, and I would select to front or to back. Can you see these two options right here? This to front or to back. So now I want to send this picture to back. I'll select this. You can see it. Very easy, very easy. I can choose to now readjust this man, to readjust it just to any shape I want. Very quickly, let me add small effects to this TGIF. So I'm going to add some effects to it, like maybe the emboss, to make it look, to have a 3D feel. So I'll just check this on. Okay, this is not working, so I'm going to use this 3D text effects. Yes, to have this 3D feel. So the depth, you can see it. So right now I want to reduce the depth. So you can do that with this minus button here, or you just drag and return. So whichever one works for you, you can use it. Yeah. So you can add shadow to it. You can see I just added shadow. You can reduce the opacity of your shadow. Increase. This is the blur radius. You can see the effect and bring it down so you see. So let me okay, what else can I do to this? Okay, perspective is just if you want the thing to have a kind of is faced towards an angle. Yeah, so this is just the introduction, so I won't be doing so much. So you can see our 3D now. You can see what our 3D looks like. So for this shape here, for this man here, I'll just add a stroke to his image. So to add strokes to image, you click on this here. You click on this. You click on this rather. So I'm going to look for stroke. So this is stroke here. I'll select it. So you see, I've been able to add a stroke to his image, right? I've been able to add a stroke to his image. So if I don't like this color of stroke, I'll just choose a new color. You can see it on this one. So for this, you can choose to increase the stroke size or reduce it. You can choose to increase it or reduce it, or change the color, whichever color works for you. Whichever color works for you. So I think I'll just work with this since it blends with my background. So I don't want to spend so much time here, so I'll just go back and continue with this part. So this draw now, what this does is it helps you maybe draw, or probably sign a certificate. Helps you sign a certificate or do a freehand sketch. So I'm just going to delete all this content on this page so I can continue my classes. Alright, so this button up here is the save button. This is the save button. When you're done, this is where you save your work. This one here is to share. This is the share button in case you're done, you want to share the job. Yeah, so this one here, they are just sample text you might be bringing in if you need to, but you don't need that. So this one here now, these 3 dotted lines is where you can actually see your work full screen, use image from gallery, use image from camera. So there are a lot of options right there which you can actually try. Then okay, this one here now is to go back, like maybe there's an error or you made a mistake and you want to just revert back quickly, you can use that. So this one right here too is the zoom tool. What this does is when you're editing something very small, it helps you bring it out so you can actually see what you're doing very well. Then this is grid lines. I'm going to show you what it does in a bit. So I'll just be taking this line by line. This is grid lines. Let me just show you quickly. So it helps you align your work properly, both horizontal and vertically on the y-axis and the x-axis. So I'm going to be showing you how to use that in a bit. Just hang on. Then when you're done, you just turn it off. Then the next thing right here is this button right here. So what it does, it helps you have a rundown of all the items and elements you have on your design. It helps you put it on one side of the screen. So I'm gonna just show you what that does quickly. So I'll do this now. So let me import a sticker, right? Let me import something else, maybe from gallery. Let me just import this guy. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me import something else. Let me import the shape. Okay, so now when I click on that button, so you see everything I've done here. Everything I've done here now is just on this left pane. So if you know, sometimes when you're doing your design, you tend to move some things. If for any reason I've positioned all my items the way I want them to be, I can use this lock button here to do that. When you tap on it, it locks, right? When you tap on it, it locks. I'm trying to move it now, but it's not moving. You can see it's not moving because it's locked. But if I move this one, it moves. You can see it. But because I've locked this, it's not going anywhere. But this one can move. So this one here is to edit it. This one is to off it. For instance, now I want this thing to still be in my design, but I don't want it to show on my work screen, so I can just turn it off. You can see it has disappeared. Let me turn this one to off. They are still there, but invisible. So when I need them back, I just don't want to delete it. When I need them back, I can just turn them back on, and we're good. So this one here is the delete. So those are the items we have on this feature. Then on the downside, let me delete all of this. Right. So on the downside of this, we have this part here. So the first thing here are these are the templates you have for your design. So this is the default. So you can now choose any type you want depending on what you're working on. So you can select anyone at all. So I might just use the default. So the next item below here is the text tool. What text tool does is to help you bring in a new text, edit a new text. I'm going to be taking you around to see how all this works. So this first one here is to edit the tool. Is to edit it. This one right here. This next one here is delete. The delete button. In case I want to delete this, I'll just click on delete. You see. So back to text. New text. So this one here is to copy. For instance, I've done some effects to this, like maybe change the font, then probably added colors, you can see. So if I don't want to now do all this process every time I want to use a text, I can actually duplicate this one. Just tap on this copy button. So I have two of it. I can now edit this one to something else and say global services. Yeah. So you can see I have the same effect, the same font, the same size for it. So that's what this copy button does. So as it is, this to front is to take it to the front, and the next one is to take it to the back. For instance, I want to send this to the back to be behind the new text, so I'll just say to back. You see, it has gone behind it. If I want to bring it to the front, I'll tap on this. So this is called layers. Which one you want to be on the first layer or the one you want to be on the second layer. So I'm going to delete it. I'm going to delete that. So I'll go to text again. I'll go to text. Now the next thing here we have is positioning. When I click on positioning, this helps me adjust this text gradually, because when I start to work, my screen will be very full. I have items on every part of the screen. So with this position button, I can select an item and just move it gradually. You can reduce the size of the movement, the points, to be moving very little. Do you understand? So when I increase this, the move will be very visible. The steps will be higher, right? So sometimes you just change this depending on what you are working on. You use this button to align your work. Use it to align. So when you move it and you see that the step is too far, you reduce the step. So that's about this. Then relative position helps you align your work either to the left, to the right, to the center, or to the middle of your page, right? For instance, I have this here. When I click on this, it aligns it to the left. When I do this, it takes it to the right. This one takes it to the center, to the middle rather. So this one takes it to the top, this one takes it to the bottom, this one takes it to the center, right? So you can just use it to quickly position your design properly. I'm going to close this. So really, that's relative position. So size, this is to increase the font size. Increase, reduce, just use this. Or you can use the minus button to increase it gradually, or use the plus button to increase. So that's about that. So padding, I'm going to show you what padding does in my subsequent videos, but it's just to add space to your work. Do you understand? Sometimes you want, okay, let me just quickly show you what that does. Let me show you what that does. So I want to add a background to this image. Yeah, so you can see the way this text is close to the boxes. So with padding, I can just add little space to it like this. I just want that little space before the end of the box, and same thing for this side. So I might just do 6 on both sides, so you see. So that's what padding does. The next thing here is color, right? You can choose a color for your design. You can even do gradients. So let me change this font so I can do gradients again. I've done that before, but I might just do that again. So go to fonts. Go to font. I just want to use a bold font. Bold font. Maybe culture bold. Yeah. So back to color. When you say gradients, select any of this. Or if you want to create your own gradient, you can press the plus button. Yeah. So this is where you do your gradients. These buttons here, when you select on this one is to put a color there. So when you select it, you select this option here, this one here, to add color to that part of your work. So I'll click on this, then I'll choose the color I want to blend. So maybe I want to blend blue. So you can set how dark you want your color to look. So you can see this round circle up here. You can see this round circle here. So this shows you what your color will look like. So when I'm clicking on this darken, you can see it goes very dark. Same thing with this. When I choose this and I'm darkening it, you can see it's going very dark. So this one now is for transparency, how transparent I want it to be. Yeah, so you can actually use this to set your colors very well, darken or increase. Yeah, so I might just do this. Then on this part, on the second part, I can choose a different color again. So I want to blend that color with probably green or catches green. Yeah, but I want a lighter shade. So okay, so you can see what I have now. So if I'm pleased with this design, I can just say okay, right? Or if not, I can still go and re-edit. Maybe turn the angle. If I don't like this flow, I might just turn the angle and do something like this. So the color flows from this angle to that angle. So you can see it. So there are a lot of things you can do. So let's just move. So the next thing here is texture. What texture does is to bring in maybe a picture or a feel to your text. So I might just click on this here to bring in a feel. So for instance, I want to have this image of this girl, this one here. I'll just select it and press OK. I don't know if you can see the girl in that text, so let me just use something else so you can see very well. Okay, let me use this one. Let me use this for example. I just want this part of it, so I press, oh, no, this is too regular, no. Let me use something else again. Let me use something, okay, let me use this fire. Yeah, so okay. So you can see the fire in that text. You can see the fire in that text. So that is what you do with texture. So opacity is the transparency. When I enable it, this text will become transparent, so you can see it. I'm increasing it or reducing, so whichever one. Then rotate is to just turn the your text to any angle you want. You can do that by holding this point in this design, this one here. You can do that, but the reason why I like using this button is because it helps you set it to a particular angle. If for any reason I just want 45 degrees, I'll just turn it to 45. When I get to 45, it might be difficult to get exact 45, so I might just leave it at this and use the minus button to just get my exact 45. If I want to do 90, the same thing. Right? So use the plus button to get my exact 90. So that's about rotation. So this one here is called the mask. What it does is just to help you cut out some part of your work. You can see it's just like masking. I can just cut it out. I can just cut that part out. That's what it does. So I don't want that, so I'll just revert back. Yes. So now fonts. This is where you choose your fonts. So you can pick any font at all you like for your design, depending on what you're doing. Yeah, so this one is to make it bold. Then this is for italics. This is to underline. You can see it. So this is just to cancel all the text effects. So I can actually choose to make one text and leave the rest. I can choose to underline one part of it and leave the rest by just selecting this down parts. You understand? Yes. So you can actually select a section of your text and leave the rest. Yeah. So that's for that. So this one here now is to curve. Let's say I want to, let me delete this. I want to do let me say happy birthday. Let me say edit happy birthday to you. Yes. Okay, so I just want to have this maybe in a circle or something, or in a curved shape. So I might just select this and go to curve. So I can curve it this way to go around the circle or around the picture I want, and it can go the other way. So whichever way you want, you can do the minus, you can do the plus, you can turn it to any shape you want, right? Yeah, so that's what it does. So text background is just to add background to these texts. So sometimes background helps your work come out better. So if I don't want this transparency, if I don't want this transparency on this stuff, I can change it, or you change gradients too if you want. You can see the presets gradients. So anyone at all I want, I can use. So align. Where this alignment works. Okay, let me just show you already. Edit. Let me break this. Break. To you. Okay. Enter. Yeah. So what this alignment does. Alignment helps you position your work in the middle, align to the right or align to the left. Or you can use this button here to justify it. That's if you're doing a bigger text. Okay, so line spacing. What this spacing does is to increase the spacing in between each letters. Maybe I want to spread it out to cover a certain space. I'll just use this to spread it. Yes. what the next one, line spacing, does is to increase the spacing in between the texts, like this. In between each text, you can increase the size. Maybe I want to close it up very well, like this, or maybe I just want to spread it out. Yes. So stroke is like an outline. Yeah, stroke is like an outline which you can use to increase or just put a line across your work. Let me just show you already. Click on enable, so you can see it's getting so big. So you can see that black stroke. I can change the color of the stroke just to make my work pop. Yeah, so I can increase the width, the thickness of the stroke. I can use gradient stroke. You can see the gradient stroke. So this tool actually has a lot of features you want to try. It has a lot of features. So shadow now. Let me change this font to show you what shadow does. So let me use this one. Yes. Okay, and maybe increase the size a bit for clarity. Yes. So let's go to shadows. Enable. You can see it. It just pops up your work. Start giving it that 3D feel. You can increase the opacity. You can see it's reducing. You can make it very dark. This is the blur radius. You can increase or decrease. Outer glow, whichever one you want to change. You can just set them the offset on the x-axis, or you want to do offset on the y-axis. So anyone at all you want. So you can just play around this. You can play around this. So inner shadow, I don't use it much. I don't use inner shadow much, but you can actually try. So emboss makes this work look like a real lifetime work, like a 3D effect. So let me see if I can change this color. Let me see if I can change the color. So you can see the effects, 3D feel on it. I don't know if you can see it. So you can see, right? So let's go back to the emboss. So you can see the effect is changing now. You can see the emboss is changing. I had to zoom it so you can see it very well. So you can see the effects. So it gives it that 3D feel. So I'm gonna just click on OK or just undo. So let me take this back to 100. Yeah, so what this button here does is to, let me show you this zoom tool. So you can click on the zoom tool to zoom in your work. When you want to zoom in, you activate the zoom tool, then you can now drag with your 2 fingers to increase or reduce. Yeah, once that button is active, you cannot edit this work. You cannot edit the work unless you deactivate it by tapping on it again. Yes, so when you notice that you've zoomed in more than 100% and you want to take it back after you're done, you just click on the zoom tool again and tap on the percent itself. It takes it back to 100. Yes, please. So let's proceed. Yes, so I'll just turn this back off. Yes, so back to our texts. All right, so that's emboss. So perspective now is just to turn this to a particular angle. Yes, so it's just going to make it look like it's on the wall. Okay, let me just import the background very quickly. from gallery. Let me just import this background. Yes, so you can see the way this perspective makes it look like this is on the wall. Yeah, I can maybe rotate it a bit. Yeah, then I can maybe reduce. So that is how you use the perspective. So back to our text. Back to our text. So we have the 3D rotates. This 3D rotates helps you do 3D rotates of your work, positioning both on the y-axis, left axis. You can turn it. Do you understand? You can turn it. So 3D text effects activate. I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom in. Can you see the 3D effect on this particular design? So there are a lot of features on this you might want to try. So you can see the effects right now. So I'll just take it back to 100. Yes. So that's for the 3D effects. So still on the 3D effect, there are a lot of things you can do. You can increase the oblique size. You see the depth. You can reduce the depth to any depth you want. So I think this is okay for me. You can change the color of your what's it called, of your depths. You can change it. You can darken it. You can make it look light. So whichever option you want to try. So 3D shadow. What 3D shadow does is just to give your work a little shadow, which is less effective. This is the blue line here. You can see that black shadow down there. Yeah. So reflection. Let me turn off shadow first. Then add the reflection to it. So reflection just gives you another copy of your work, but inverted. It's turned the other way around. So you can even work on it as well. You can work on the reflection to reduce the size, to reduce how close it is to your design. So now I just turn it off. I'm supposed to turn that off. Yes. So basically that's it on the text tool. So the next item here, I'm gonna delete this. So the next item here is this one here. This. So this is where you work on your shapes, pictures, and every other thing. So import, we'll just bring in a picture, right? Picture. Just position it the way you want. Yeah, so sticker can bring in this effect. So let me show you how this works. As light as it is, you can see it on her face. I might just decide to give it a color. Right? I might decide to just give it a color. You see? This helps your work light up a bit. It helps your work light up a bit. Then the next one here is draw. It's just to help you draw on your screen. Just to draw. Maybe I want to write maybe a signature or something. Yeah, so I don't think I'll be needing that. Yeah, so this one here is to bring in shapes. I think I've done this before. So Bezier tool helps you create. It helps you create items. This is a whole broad course on its own, so I'm going to do a separate video for Bezier tool. Then arrow is to bring in any type of arrow you want. You can increase it, you can reduce it, move it around, just change the color, change the type of arrow you want. So this is for the head, this is for the head, and this is for the end. This is for the bottom side, this one is for the top side, this is for the, which one? Yeah, this is the end, this is the top. So you can increase the opacity, make it light, make it faint, whichever one. So that's it on this tool. So this next one right here, this is where you work on the size of your workspace. For instance, now this is 4x3, which is the YouTube size, 16:9. You can set any one at all. If I'm working on the YouTube thumbnail, I can use the 16:9 aspect ratio. So I can just choose this and change the width and the height. So transparency is to just make this background transparent, no background at all, so I don't want that. Crop is to crop the background, but I don't want to do that either, so I just close. So image is to import image, to import a different image background from what they have. You can see it changing, so I can import a different image completely. So you can just try that out for yourself. Then gallery is to import gallery from my device, probably background I've downloaded. So I just downloaded this background, so that's what I'm using currently. You can see it. Yeah. So camera is to import maybe just snap and upload, which I won't be using either. So that's about it on these tools. Then this one here is to add effects, brightness, stripes. You can see stripes now on my background. Vintage, you see the edges will be dark. Noise, just to add a little effect to my design. I might just select this too and just add that noise to it. I don't know if you noticed what happened on the background for the noise. So you can actually brighten or darken, so whichever suits you. You can do the contrasts, you can see, or probably return it. Hue. So I'm taking my time to go through all these tools so you don't have issues with this design course. Saturation, so it's just something you can actually try out. Rotate, you can rotate this background. So that is it on the introduction. We have if you're done, you can now tap on the save button up here. So tap on the save button, you tap on it, so you can save this as a project. If you want to come back to it to probably make a change, so if it's a flyer you did for someone, I advise you save it as a project. So in case the person now say, okay, there's a correction here, please change this to this, you can come back and open and edit. But when you save as image and close, you can't come back to edit it. You can't come back to edit it. Yeah, so I advise you to just do save as project. Then once you've saved it as a project, save as project, you write the name of the project. So I might just say flyer design, or you put the name of the client, or if it's your job, you just put the name and say okay. So this runs ads. So I'm gonna just close this. So it has been saved now. If I want to see it now, I can go to my projects. I'll go to my projects, my project down here. So you can see it's up there now, already saved. So these ones now are my previous jobs I had saved. Okay.